Hello, beautiful divine beings. Happy day. Happy day. I hope you're doing amazing today. It's your girl Susan. I hope you're doing good. I am so excited because today is one of my favorite little topics that I actually like talking about, which is balancing motherhood and living in your purpose. So if you're catching the live, let me know. You're watching the replay. Put hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, how you're feeling today. So, this is for you. If you've ever felt torn between being a present mama and pursuing your deepest callings. And I know for me, personally, oh my gosh, I have a story to tell you. But before I do, just want to let you know that in this live, we are going to be digging in and diving in on how to let go of guilt when investing in yourself. We're going to go over time blocking, how time blocking creates harmony, and not just specifically for like your hustle, right? And then as well, we're going to be covering how purpose fuels better parenting. So you don't have to choose between your kids and your calling. And so that is what we're going to be talking about today is how to embody both. So tag a mama who needs this reminder, okay? Because I know I needed it a while back, and I still once in a while have to be reminded that and be compassionate towards myself because mom guilt is a real thing, guys. I know that before I even made the decision to start stepping into an online space, I was torn between um, doing anything because I had my kids. At one point, I remember thinking like, "Oh, I want to go to school." When I, mind you, past my past life, I say my past life before awareness. I had my kids. I had my kids in school, and even then, I felt like I couldn't pursue anything that I wanted to pursue. Which at the time, I didn't even. Hey, Carla. At the time, I had no interest of really pursuing anything aside from what I was being told to pursue, like go to school to become a nurse, go to school to go to school to do something. So it was really like imbalance within myself to think I want to do something, but at the same time I don't because I have a child and I need to be present for my children. And so to be ripped, like it felt like you're being torn into pieces. It's like, you know what? I can't honor myself and love myself and parent my kids at the same time because it feels like I'm taking from them when I give to myself. And so that's really what I'm going to be talking to you about because it is such a walk in the park. It is not a walk in the park, but it is a walk to go through, and to tell you it is better to go through it with support is like an understatement, really. So let's go into it because letting go of the guilt of investing in yourself is like the biggest thing that I feel like a lot of people struggle with because then we feel like we're not worthy of it or we're not deserving of it. And so letting go of guilt when investing in yourself is important because guilt keeps you stuck in this cycle of self-neglect, of burnt out, of resentment. Hey, Sarah. Hey, girl. I hope you're doing good today. So, when we're constantly putting our own needs last, especially as a mother, I'm telling you, you're running on empty. You're running empty emotionally, mentally, sometimes even spiritually. It's like it just feels so draining. And this doesn't just affect you, it impacts your overall energy, your presence, and just the way you show up for your family. And so here's why it matters. You can't pour from an empty cup. And I know you heard this one before, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to prioritizing your well-being allows you to parent with more patience, joy, and presence. Okay. Also, you model self-worth. You really do. Your children learn not from what you say, but from what you embody, from how you feel. So, by investing in yourself, you're teaching them that it's safe and it's healthy to honor your own needs and your dreams. Yes, please. Also, guys, it purpose breeds fulfillment. So when you tap into your purpose, it energizes every single area of your life. especially motherhood. A fulfilled woman is a magnetic mother. Like, a fulfilled woman is a magnetic mother. And it took me a minute to embody it, but holy, am I glad that I did. So I encourage you to embody it and become that magnetic mother that can pour into yourself and can, because you pour into yourself, you can effortlessly pour into others, especially your children. As well, guilt really is rooted in the old conditionings. So many women were taught to to that it was like adequate to be able to like self-sacrifice. You're self-sacrificing with love. But true love includes self love. And that means giving yourself permission to grow, to rest, and absolutely to receive. Okay? Because, oh my, letting go of guilt is not about abandoning your family, it is about becoming the version that they were meant to witness. You're getting some bombs, you're getting some like knowledge here and some value from this. Like, give me some love in the comments, okay? Because oh my, I know that this is some powerful stuff that we all just need to personally take time. Like personal development, it's all about self-help, really. And it's up to you to decide if you want external support. But let me tell, I'm sharing with you things that you can use and you can apply to your own life personally right after watching this video, okay? So I want to talk about time blocking and how time blocking creates harmony. Time blocking for harmony is about creating intentional structure so that you can flow with more ease and presence, both in your motherhood and in your personal purpose. So here's why it's powerful. It creates clarity, not chaos. So instead of just constantly reacting to your day or thinking, holding everything in your mind, right? Constantly reacting to your day, time blocking helps you respond with purpose. So you know what your momming looks like, what your working looks like, what resting looks like, what creating looks like. Each part gets its own space. Excuse me. So it also, time blocking, it reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed, because it gets, when we try to hold everything in our minds and think about, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, and at the end of the day it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot that I needed to do this, and then we feel unaccomplished because we forgot that one little thing that so it really, writing it down, getting in order, writing down everything that you want to accomplish throughout the day, and then giving yourself kind of like a schedule. I'm one that has my schedule, but I'm very free and flow spiriting, so that the things are going to get accomplished throughout the day, they're going to get accomplished. At what time exactly? Unless I have calls some that I'm fully committed to, I'm like time blocked on that one, like locked in. But overall, like being able to have a visual of what I want to accomplish throughout the day, and then taking those action steps to it, brings so much peace, because I'm not overwhelmed with the thoughts of everything that I'm trying to like accomplish, right? So time blocking really allows you to focus on one thing at a time, which boosts creativity and reduces mental load. Because in that case, if you're momming and you're working, you're resting, you're creating, you're pumping out, you're batching out content or whatever it is you're doing, when you have everything in order, you don't have to feel like I need to get this done, but I'm also thinking about what I need to do, because you already have it all laid down that you can honestly get all your time and energy and presence into the one thing that you're doing, so that when you move on to the next thing, you can give all your time, energy, and presence into that. So that's what it does. It also honors your dual roles. So as a mother and as a woman on a mission, you need space for both. And so time blocking gives you permission to hold both identities without sacrificing one for the other. And it's so funny because I remember feeling like these are hats that I need to like put on and take off and put on and take off. But in all reality, there is a space within each and every one of us that we can integrate, like being both, having these dual roles as women and as mothers. So Time blocking also protects your energy because let's be real, time is the most valuable asset. Hey, Desi. Hey, girl. I hope you're doing amazing today. So time blocking, you don't avoid overextending. You allow yourself to just show up more fully and without resentment. So time blocking it isn't about rigid schedules like being on them like constantly, but it's literally about intentional living. Harmony does not happen by chance; it happens by design. So lastly, I just want to share with you guys how purpose how purpose fuels better parenting. Because this one was like, wow, I didn't realize that the cycle of how things worked, of giving yourself love, investing in yourself, getting prioritizing your space and your time, setting boundaries, all of these things come into play when showing up as a parent. And so when you're connected to something meaningful beyond your daily responsibilities, you honestly do show up more energized, fulfilled, and present with your children. And here's how: you lead by example. That is like the first and foremost. You lead by example. Living in alignment with your purpose models self-worth, passion, and courage. So your kids see what it looks like to pursue, sorry, not persuade, pursue something that is meaningful, and that empowers them to do the same. I can honestly tell you my kids will not follow the traditional way of living that is here in the United States, because me and Jesus both as their parents are making sure that we are living a life that empowers them to do different. So also, you parent you parent from overflow, not from obligation. So I know I had a time in my life where I felt like everything that I was doing as a mother felt like like an obligation. Like I was obligated to do all of this. Not, and it didn't come from a place of generosity, of wanting to. It felt like it was a duty, and I had to do it. And so the energy is very different. And so when I tell you that from parenting, from being aligned with yourself and being aligned with your purpose, you really do come from a space of I can give. I can give, and I don't feel like it I'm over giving when I'm pouring in to my children, pouring in to wherever my energy is going into, because it's intentional. And so purpose fills your cup. Instead of just feeling drained or resentful, you actually bring joy and intention into your role as a parent and as a mother. You cultivate patience and presence. And let me tell you, you do. You do. It I let me tell you, I am a mother. I am a Mexican. I am a Latina woman. And so if you ever go on TikTok and you look at those Latina moms, just know that comes from the conditioning. That comes from our conditioning. It is within our naturaleza, right? To be spicy, wild, and a little psychotic. But it is okay because the awareness of who we are allows us to become better beings. And so cultivating patience and presence is one of those things. And so when you feel fulfilled and seen in your own life, you're less likely to like lose yourself in motherhood or react from burnout. And you parent with more grace and just a sense of like groundedness. You also, and lastly, you break generational patterns. Like I told you, that the spiciness, the reactiveness that most of us have, it comes from our generational patterns, our generational conditionings, either from our upbringing, from our schools, from our society, from everything that is outside of ourselves that we embody, right? All our beliefs, our values, our standards, our characteristics, our attitudes, our behaviors, our emotions, how we feel, how we think, all of these things come from our external, like everything that are external, unless there's a moment of awakening within us that we start questioning Why do I act? Why do I think the way I think? Why do I feel the way I feel? Why do I behave the way I behave? Say the things I say, act the way I do the things. Why am I, why am I a procrastinator? Why am I not showing up the way I want to show up? Why do I do these things? In the asking, the awareness is when we're able to break these generational patterns, because that's when we're like, I want different. And so many women were raised to believe that their worth was solely by serving others. And so living your purpose rewrites that story, and it gives your children the permission to live fully as well. So that's what I had for you guys today. If today's message spoke to your heart, just know this. You're not meant to navigate this journey alone. You deserve support, sisterhood, and just real strategies to help you rise in both motherhood and purpose. So, if you are ready to dive deep, just dive deeper. I invite you to connect with me and join our empowering community of women who are doing this work together. You don't have to do it alone. The healing, the growing, the rising in alignment, it's here for you. And so if you're ready, drop I'm ready in the comments or DM me, and let's take the next step in your journey together, because you are so worthy of the life and the legacy that you're being called to create. So I leave this with lots of love and gratitude, Susan. Take care, guys.